salad bar. This is where I come to get all kinds of great stuff that's already cut, washed, and ready to go. A few money-saving tips that I want to talk about real quick are lettuces. This guy right here is the iceberg lettuce. Obviously, it's the cheapest. They want you to load up on it, to buy it. And the reason for that is because they've also got this mesclun or mixed greens back here that is very expensive by the pound. Here at Salad Bar, it's only $4.99. So you can get as much or as little as you want, mix it all together, or get it exclusively. Either way, you're going to save a ton of money. Moving on down, you can see all this great produce. It's already clean, cut, ready to go. Here's another huge money saver. Blueberries can cost up to $12, $16 a pound. Right here, $4.99 a pound. You can't beat that, and they're already washed. You've got whole eggs, peppers, onions, tomatoes, cabbage. Here's another one, sugar snap peas. These guys are extremely expensive to buy fresh. You get them here, $4.99 a pound. I can't eat a pound of them, so I only get what I need. Another huge area that you can save a ton of money in is bacon. This is real bacon, guys. Bacon is $24 a pound. Here on the Salad Bar, $4.99. You've got crab meat. You've got grilled chicken. You have expensive cheeses. All of this stuff here is marked way down and available to buy in bulk. One thing you always want to stay away from that you're going to lose big time money on is salad dressings. The stuff is heavy, and since it's weighed by the pound, you're going to pay 3 times what you would for an entire bottle over in the salad dressing section. So bulk up on salad dressing. Feel free to take the container, pour your own salad dressing in, and take this with you to work instead. Alright guys, the last stop at the Salad Bar is always going to be the dessert section. Who knew you could get so much great sweet stuff right here, ready to go? One of the biggest money savers are berries. Berries are extremely expensive per pound when you buy them in the produce department, but when you buy them off the Salad Bar, you're paying $4.99 a pound. This one here has all kinds of great stuff, including blackberries, strawberries, 2 kinds of melon, and pineapple. I guarantee you, you're not going to find that in the produce section for $4.99 a pound. Another fabulous tip that will really help out in the produce department is knowing that you don't have to buy the entire package. My grocery store is awesome because they've got these great bags of produce that are already washed and clean and ready to go. There's no way I could use 5 pounds of green beans in one summer. So I take their bag and I just reach in, grab what I need, put it in my bag, weigh it out, and I'm good to go. Alright guys, broccoli and asparagus are 2 other vegetables that you can get fresh in your produce aisle that you can buy as little or as much as you want. My Hy-Vee bands these together in pounds. I can't use a pound of asparagus because Chris won't eat it. So I just take what I need and bag it up. When I take it to the front, they weigh it out for me and we're good to go. Broccoli is another vegetable that doesn't last very long in your refrigerator, so only take what you need. If you feel like this isn't enough or you're not going to use it in time, then I always recommend very highly buying frozen broccoli because it turns out fantastic every time. Let's talk spices, guys. Every kitchen is incomplete unless you've got a great resource of spices and herbs backing you up to make all that food pop with flavor. One of the things that I like to do is compare pricing in everything. And one of the ways you can do that is to figure out what you're paying per ounce or per pound for each item. My grocery store, that I love, has lots of great options for herbs and spices, and one of the great things that they have are bulk herbs and spices that are found in the produce section. When I compare them to the prices of the stuff that's pre-packaged, labeled in these pretty little bottles, I get a little overwhelmed by how much money I can save by buying it like this instead. When you talk about cinnamon, the cinnamon here is only $2.19 for this entire package, which is 1.75 ounces. When you get into this one here, this is $3.19 for 4.1 ounce. Way more expensive. This will last you 6 months in your pantry with no problem, and it even comes with their own plain jars and labels. Bay leaves are another great option. You can buy these for $2.29. This little guy here is $3.88, and you don't even get 10 leaves total. And finally, another one that I find is really expensive that I have to have in my pantry at all times is pepper. You can grind your own, which is always going to be the cheapest route, but for those of you who don't have a spice grinder at home, buying in bulk is the way to go. This here is only $1.10 per ounce, and this will last up to a year in your pantry. Nuts. I want to talk about the difference between buying these bulk nuts that we talked about over in the produce section versus buying these little teeny tiny bags. This bag here says it yields half a cup, but it is $3.98 for this package. If you average that out, it's 2 ounces. You're going to be paying just about 8 times 2, 16 bucks a pound, if not more, for this tiny little package. Whereas this guy here, you're getting just under a half a pound for 8 bucks. A way better deal. You can throw what you don't need in the freezer and use it when you're ready. Let's talk specialty cheeses. I love cheese. I couldn't live without it. I don't mind spending a little extra money on it. So when I come to Hy-Vee, I check out all their specialty cheeses. They always have a cheese of the month. Sometimes I pick that up. Today I just want to show you that if you find something that you really want to try and you see that it's not cut already, you can take it to the guys in the deli and they will portion it out for you, no matter what it is. Don't be afraid to ask for special favors, guys. Just say please and thank you, and most likely they'll have no problem doing it. You guys remember the movie Father of the Bride starring Steve Martin, and he goes to the grocery store to get hot dog buns and he freaks out because the bun packages only come in packages of 12 and the hot dogs only come in packages of 8? Don't freak out. All you have to do is take your bakery fresh buns from your local grocery store back over to the bakery people and say, hey, can you make this a 4-pack? I do it all the time. They never have a problem with it, and then I can walk out with the good buns that I wanted. Some of my best friends work at my grocery store, and I make it that way so that I can get special favors.
There you go, eh?
All day long, these guys stock the fridge with all kinds of specialty deli meats and cheeses. If they don't have what I want already cut, I just come and ask them. And if I need a specialty cut, I ask them for that too. Again, please and thank you go a long way, guys. But it's a lot easier for me to have them cut one ham steak than have to buy that big giant thing that we're never going to eat all of. Again, you want to check for specialty labels. This one here has a lot of Deluso products, which is high-end. It has a lot of variety, including things like pastrami, prosciutto, and even capicola. Check your deli meats every day for specials. Let's talk steak, guys. One of my favorites. Oh my God, if I'm going to eat steak, I'm doing it at home, because I can tell you right now that this $8.99 price for a 12-ounce Kansas City strip is a way better deal than $20 or more at any restaurant that may or may not cook it the way you want it. The one thing that's really important to know is always go see your butchers at the meat counter, because they just cut the steaks, and if they haven't, they will. And you don't know when these guys have been put in those packages, and they're injected with stuff that makes them stay red, which freaks me out because I don't know what that is and where it's coming from, and I don't know what it's going to do to my body. This I know is going straight to my muscles, and that's what I like. Alright guys, let's talk about breadcrumbs. One of the major things that I always have in my pantry at all time are panko breadcrumbs. These are something that you cannot make at home, or at least I have not mastered how to do it yet. The rest of the breadcrumbs, I can totally substitute day-old bread, throw it in my food processor for a minute, whirl it away, and it comes out really fine. And if you want it seasoned, you can season it yourself. These are $1.96 for the Progresso brand. They're seasoned and everything, but I bet you I could do that for about 50 cents at home. So think about that as you're stocking your pantry. Do I really need the breadcrumbs, or is that something I can make with the leftover bread I have? Panko though, they give you an unbelievable crunch, and you can use them on just about any kind of food, not replaceable by any other item. One of the most important staples in my refrigerator at all times is butter. I don't love it as much as Paula Deen, I don't think, but I use it for everything. And the one thing I want to make sure you guys know are your options. You always want to have some unsalted butter and some regular sweet cream butter on hand for all of your baking needs. The unsalted butter allows you to control the amount of salt that you're using in whatever you're baking. The sweet cream butter gives it a little bit more of a creamy texture, and if you're making cookies, it makes them fall flat and spread out a little bit more. Either way, it's way better than using margarine, so stay away from margarine, use all natural butter. In addition to all the specialty cheeses that I like to buy when I can afford them, I want to make sure and make a pure point that you guys do not go out and buy the pre-shredded stuff. It's coated in cornstarch and other unnatural things, and it just makes it not melt as well. If you use a block, shred it at home, it melts perfectly and tastes real and natural every time. One of the last things I want to touch on is bacon. I personally can't live without bacon. I use it in tons of stuff in almost every meal. At your grocery store, you will of course find fresh bacon in your butcher's case, but if you don't have time for all that, you can certainly get the pre-sliced stuff. It even comes already made. This stuff isn't too bad. If you microwave it up, it's a lot less grease, no smoke at all, and it really does have a lot less fat in the end. I prefer to go with the real stuff most of the time. You get a ton of different options. The one thing you want to stay away from is anything that says uncured if you're not looking for the real, normal bacon experience. Smoky is good, applewood smoke, maple smoke, any of that stuff is good. And of course, if you don't find what you need here, you can ask your friendly grocer. Hey Matt, do you guys have any organic bacon?
Yeah, actually, it's right down here.
Will you show me?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.